Good afternoon, Professor Saurabh Agrawal, Principal of the College of Commerce and Management, Professor Sheetal Kapoor, Professor of Commerce from Kamala Nehru College, Delhi University, Dr. Manisha Arora, Universal Crown Director and former student of IIF alumni, our pleasure, and my dear friends, those who are participating and those who are witnessing this wonderful program. Well, I would stand between you and Sheetal. Sheetal Kapoor, I've heard a lot. I have visited this college number of times. Right from the first year, I joined as a lecturer of Delhi University. I had a friend there, and not my girlfriend, of course, but a wonderful friend. And she is also managing now as the president of a wonderful institution in Delhi, the president. And this college has been, people used to tell me always that I have my special liking for this college, simply because I had a lot of friends, lot of students who joined as lecturers of this college. And also very happy to see Manisha, of course, a bit serious one. Now she's not. Manisha, a former student of IIF, Institute of Finance, and alumni of IIF, to be with us. And Sheetal will be speaking on Consumer Protection Act 2019 and its impact on the consumer movement. In fact, you will be surprised, Sheetal, I must tell you. I don't know whether you were a student. Just I'll take a couple of seconds only. Uh, when I joined as the director of Lok Sabha, working in Delhi University, working in JNU, I became director of Lok Sabha. My assistant directors have retired as Secretary General, getting double salary, double pension than mine salary. But I prefer to retire from Delhi University. Sheetal, at that time, we were lucky to have a speaker, wonderful speaker, who used to listen to sensible things. In fact, the topper of IS and IFS joined as his Mr. H.K. Panda, a writer, a very famous. He was a topper of IS and IFS in India, number one. He joined as secretary, and we had Dr. Subhash Kashyap as the Secretary General. Wonderful team. But when I gave a proposal to start standing committees of the parliament, we had no standing committees on agriculture, on environment and forest, and information technology, and science and technology. You see, these three standing committees were agreed upon by the then speaker, Mr. Ravi Rai, who is no more, who died 2 years back. And that is how we were more interested about this consumer movement, because of the very background of this speaker. Well, Sheetal, now I'm very lucky that this has come into being, this Consumer Act has come into being. And we have a wonderful human being, wonderful person, wonderful professor, Sheetal, to speak to us on it, almost all the aspects. Thank you. I'll not stand between you and my wonderful audience and my friends. I'll request Saurabh to give an introduction of IIF, College of Commerce and Management, and about you. Okay. Now, Dr. Saurabh Agrawal, principal. Dr. Saurabh.
Thank you, Professor K.K. Pandaji. I indeed feel an honor and a privilege to be sharing with you a brief introduction about our college. So, this is IIF College of Commerce and Management Studies. We are located at Greater Noida, Knowledge Park 3. We are currently offering BBA and BCom degree, and hopefully we should be able to offer BA program also from this year. BBA has 60 seats and our BCom program has 60 seats. BBA has 36 papers focused on management areas, and BCom 20 papers in annual mode. Focus of BCom is on accounts and auditing, while BBA has focus on managerial aspects. It is more meant for those who are pursuing CA, CS, ICWA, CFA, BCom, and MBA, primarily for those, BBA for those who wish to pursue MBA. The registration process is right now open. One can log on. It's a centralized admission. Anyone can go onto the website and seek admission. And then based on the merit list, he can seek admission in the college of his or her choice. So this is the red and brown building of dreams. Started by my father, Professor J.D. Agarwal, who was also a faculty member, a lecturer at Shri Ram College of Commerce. And then he decided to set up Indian Institute of Finance in 1987. We are fortunate to receive many academic leaders, including Professor J.L. Gupta, who was the then principal when I was a student at Shri Ram College of Commerce. We are fortunate to receive even Professor Simrit Kaur, who is currently principal of SRCC. We've also had webinars by Professor Anil Kumar and many other similar professors of great academic leadership. We are fortunate to have a very beautiful library, which is housed in about 30,000 square feet area and having more than 56,000 books and 900 technical journals. We are a depository library for World Bank, IMF, ADB. This is our computer center. We also have an indoor gym with cross trainer, table tennis, and other facilities. We're fortunate to have a very prestigious managing committee with corporate like Saurabh Sharma, who's the manager EXL, Professor P.K. Chaube from Indian Institute of Public Administration, Dr. J.P. Sharma, who was former head Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics. So this is our managing committee. We are fortunate to have full-time 7 faculty members with me as the principal. We have a Department of Commerce with 4 faculty members and Department of Management with 3 faculty members. We keep on organizing plantation drives. Fortunately, we have more than 300 plants at our campus in Greater Noida. We keep on organizing plant visits also for our students to see the various factories and growth in Greater Noida region. Now, I would like to share some information about Dr. Sheetal Kapoor. She serves as a professor in the Department of Commerce at Kamala Nehru College, University of Delhi. She has a teaching and research experience of 26 years, which includes teaching undergraduate, postgraduate, MPhil, and PhD course in Delhi University. Dr. Kapoor did her MPhil and PhD in marketing from Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics. So she's my senior alumni. I have also done it from Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics. She pursued MCom from South Campus, where she stood second, and did a BCom honors from prestigious Hindu College. A GRF holder, Dr. Kapoor received a grant in 2001. She is PhD and MPhil supervisor and advisor to students from Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics. Worked as principal investigator on 2 DU innovation projects and 3 consultancy projects from Center for Consumer Studies, Indian Institute of Public Administration. She is reviewer of prestigious Spark research projects and for Embryl, Sage, and InterScience journals. Dr. Kapoor has authored 7 books and more than 40 research papers in reputed journals, including International Journal of Business Excellence, IIM Management Review, Paradigm, Business Perspectives, Business Analyst, International Journal of Consumer Protection, and many more. A recipient of Sahityak Samman Award for a contribution in consumer rights from Supreme Court Guild on 11th April 2014 from Justice Gyan Sudha Mishra, Supreme Court, and CAT head Shri V.S. Sirpukar. On May 1st, 2015, she bagged the Teaching Excellence Award in Innovation from Professor Dinesh Singh, former Vice Chancellor, Delhi University, at the Founders' Day, and her research project received an award at Antardhwani. Her research paper on applying SD logic on online education was adjudged in the category of Best Research Paper Award at the national conference organized by Shri Vishwakarma Skill University on 2nd May 2020. Currently, she is working on an international research project from US on parental attitude towards marketing to children. She has presented papers and chaired sessions in more than 100 international and national conferences, including Loyola Marymount University, USA, FMS Bhutan College, Petersburg University, Russia, IIM Kozhikode, MICA Ahmedabad, National Law University, Delhi, IIPA DSC. Member of the National Mirror Committee under the aegis of Bureau of Indian Standards for ISO standards and National Media Committee for the Jago Grahak Jago campaign since 2005. Coordinator for the revision of marketing syllabus of Delhi Department of Commerce, Delhi University in 2018 under CBCS, and invited by UGC as member of Committee on Consumer Protection for CBCS, BCom Honors and Past Course. Invited as an expert by various media channels such as CNBC Awaz, Rajya Sabha TV, Lok Sabha TV, All India Radio, and educational institutes regarding programs relating to consumer awareness. She has been the founder and convener of the Consumer Club at Kamala Nehru College since 2005 to 2020 and editor of The Awaken, a consumer club annual magazine since 2006 to 2020. Regular column for 2 national dailies in Hindi for a decade on consumer awareness. Madam, it is indeed a privilege and honor to have you. And today, she would be speaking with us on Consumer Protection Act 2019, a milestone in consumer movement in India. Thank you, madam. Now over to you.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to you all. And respected Professor Saurabh Agarwalji, Principal, IF College of Commerce and Management Studies, Professor KK Pandaji, and faculty members, Manisha, and the fellow panelists, and dear students. So I'm grateful to the college for giving me this opportunity to present my modest thoughts about CPA 2019, a milestone in the consumer movement. And I really appreciate Professor Saurabhji and Professor Panda also, the nice work which you are doing, and the college, the initiatives taken. And I thoroughly appreciate and congratulate you for the same, and for putting up such an excellent program. So I have a presentation, so it would take a second, and you have to enable me so that I can share the presentation.
Just I think now, ma'am, you can do it. We have made you co-host.
Okay.
It will work.
So is the presentation visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. So just so coming to my topic, the Consumer Protection Act 2019, a milestone in consumer movement in India. So we come across huge number of complaints as a consumer, like when we do any kind of digital shopping. These days, maximum cases are coming from the consumers when they are doing online shopping. Like I had purchased some commodity from any website and I paid, I did not receive the product. I'm looking for a refund, or my repeated reminders to make my trip and I didn't receive my money, which is I asked for a return. And then there may be some kind of slight defect in the product, or maybe that I had ordered a power bank from Sony, but I got it for a lesser hertz, and then instead not the company is not responding to my emails. So huge number of problems which consumers keep on receiving. So now as you can see in this website, money or the profit gain, we many times find that profit maximization is one of the main causes where companies are minting, they are showing that they are doing something which is very natural, or like honey, these days the honey companies were very much into the business and they were talking about honey, honey, yes papa. So this is some kind of a cartoon which came up and talking about that how these big companies, the big brands are showing and the telling lies, and then if you see their profit chart, then you find out that there was a lot of, when they were asked that is there some adulteration in honey, all the companies refused about it. But CSC report and Down to Earth, again a very popular magazine, also brought out this whole feature in this in this way. So there are so many problems of consumers, and when we say talk about these, I'm talking in terms of the what are consumer rights, what is CPA, and what are its objectives and basic concepts, and the organizational setup under CPA advisory and the adjudicatory bodies. So coming to why should why does consumer affairs, or we have a separate department of consumer protection? Consumer affairs encompasses all the kind of consumer welfare, and it has been internationally recognized in recent times. Consumers constitute the market, and consumerism, it is a social force to aid and protect consumers by legal, administrative, and economic policy measures. So if you remember, like long time back when we, like in 1991, when we went for this opening up of our markets and the LPG policy which we brought out, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So when before that, the thing was that our country's, our country's economy generally revolves around its market. So when the consumer before 1991 had very few choices, like if you had to buy a car, or you had to, even for buying, getting a telephone, Sir Pandaji would agree with me that there used to be huge queues. There were no choices as a brand, where there were no choices available to the consumer. Only Fiat and Ambassador cars were available, and the consumer had to wait. The waiting line for everything was very long. But in 1991, as we opened our market, the consumers got a huge number of choices. We also brought in, like since United Nations came out with the guidelines for consumer protection, based on that, we also brought in the Consumer Protection Act 1986. And now that act has been, it was felt that it has become outdated, because of the problems of online consumers. And we have now a new act, a much bolder act, which is the CPA 2019. So as I was saying that there were a lot of consumer movement during 1960s onwards. Like it was Ralph Nadar whose book came up, and unsafe at any speed. And he also challenged the marketers by saying that, you cannot manufacture a car which is unsafe when at high speed the tires used to burst. So similarly, there was a lot of attention which was gathered by John F. Kennedy also in 1962 itself, and he won the elections because he brought in the consumer bill and talked about the consumer rights. Now, going forward, why the business, what is the business environment affecting consumers? If we see, the consumer is in the center, and there is this environment, like we come across the social, economic, and cultural environment. Then the markets are there, urban and the rural markets, wholesale and retail, MRP. No manufacturer can sell more than the MRP. But there is, I think so, somebody is waiting. Professor Saurabh, would you enter some message coming? I think so now it's okay. So MRP is the maximum price, which no manufacturer can charge you more than that. But the consumer has the right to bargain at the MRP. But many times we have seen that this MRP has now become the minimum price, and no manufacturer is ready to pass on the discounts to the consumer. Then media also plays a very important role. Like we have media as a double-edged weapon. On one hand, we find a lot of commercial advertisements coming from the media. On the other hand, social advertising like Jago Grahak Jago is also there. Then there are legal laws such as the Consumer Protection Act, which is now the recent one is the 2019 Act, BIS, and competition, and many laws. 24 pro-consumer laws are there. International bodies like UN, Consumers International, and WTO, NGOs which are working for the welfare of the consumers. Like I am also on the board of directors of the Consumer Voice, started by our former head and dean, Professor Sriram Khanna. So these are also some initiatives. Then government as a policy making body and for corporate governance. And we also have some regulators like ombudsman. In banking and insurance sectors, we have this ombudsman, जिसको हम हिंदी में लोकपाल कहते हैं, for easy redressal of consumer complaints. Then we also have these bodies like Competition Commission of India, RBI as a regulator in banking for the problems related to telecom sector. We have the TRAI, and then the food sector we have FSSAI, which are all bodies which are in the regulators for independent sectors. So as a consumer, the consumer is affected by many, if you see the business environment, and in totality, the consumer is, when we say the consumer is king. So when we are talking that there is a movement from caveat emptor to caveat venditor, that is earlier it was said that the consumer or the person who has sold will not be held responsible. But caveat venditor basically talks about that it is the responsibility of the seller to take care of the consumer. So consumer awareness and economy becomes very important. And an aware consumer who knows about its rights demands quality goods and services. And that leads to a globally competitive economy. That is, when I know about my rights, then only I will fight for it, or I will ask the manufacturer that this thing is missing, or give me a quality product. 50% of our population is below the age of 25. So we have a very young population in India, and India's middle class is bigger than the US population. And all the MNCs are looking forward, and you can see all of them are doing business in India because of that we have a very huge young population. Now, coming to the United Nations guidelines, which have come up in 2015, they talk about adequate protection of the population as consumers. Then production and distribution patterns responsive to the needs and desires of consumers. High level of ethical conduct in the population. That is, business ethics should be there, and there should be ethical conduct, whether it is the production, whether it is distribution, to assist countries in curbing abusive business practices which adversely affect consumers, to facilitate the development of independent consumer groups, and to further international cooperation in the consumer protection, and to encourage the development of market conditions which provide consumers with greater choices at lower price, and to promote sustainable consumption. So these guidelines, and since India being a member country, we have also adapted them and brought this more bolder act known as the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Earlier, it was like I have been a part of all the developments which took place from bringing the change, and closely worked with the standing committee, with all the working committees which we had. And we were earlier thinking about amendment. But then I remember the minister, Paswanji, he said that, now he's no more, but he was the consumer affairs minister. And finally, he said, no, I think so, we should go for another act itself. And that was like the 2019, it finally, we saw the light, and it was passed by both the houses and then got the accent of the president. So coming to what are our rights? Consumer rights, as in a developing country, if we see 6 rights have been mentioned under the CPA 2019. राइट टू सेफ्टी, कि आप कोई भी सामान जो मार्केट से खरीदते हैं वो सेफ होना चाहिए फॉर कंजम्पशन. राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन, all the package, all the goods should have the basic information. Even I remember we were fighting for this green dot and red dot, and finally in 2005 we brought this green, and you find on the packets, and it is very much accessible, because I remember our Consumer Voice was first amongst them to suggest this to the government. And finally, this right to information talks about the label should have a lot of information. That is, what is the brand? The brand name should be there. Then it should also have the MRP. That is, what is the cost of the product? That should be mentioned. Then the quantity also. Many times you find that they will keep the price same, but they will reduce the quantity of the product. So then you will also, as a wise consumer, you should check the quantity. And also there is, the red and green dots. There is a standardized mark also, like you will find FSSAI mark or an ISI mark, like packaged bottles, mineral water bottles, they have this ISI mark and also FSSAI mark. So on around 900 commodities, it is mandatory to have ISI mark. So it is a mark of quality. The moment consumer sees those marks, they know that it is a quality product. Then also the consumer has the right to choose. You can make choices. The market, like when the market or the seller says that this product is not with him and he's suggesting another one. Suppose in case of medicine, he's saying that I don't have this medicine. So you can just walk away. You can boycott. Why should you buy the other salt which he's suggesting when the doctor has given you a prescription? So you have this right to make choices, and we should use this right. Many times they will say that if he's getting more commission from one seller, he may try to sell those products. So therefore, as a wise consumer, we should think and make choices. Then right to be heard, we as a consumer have the right कि अगर हमें गलत सामान मिला है तो हम उसकी जो है we can say that change the product. Many times we just think that it is only for a small amount and don't raise our voice. So even if we are, spending 1 rupee more, why should we do it? Because you're not only helping yourself, but also helping others. So the right to seek redressal, that is, there are consumer commissions, forums बनाई गई हैं where you can then go and you can file your case and seek redressal. Right to consumer awareness. This is a new term which has now come. पहले जो है, in the earlier act it was consumer education. Now it is consumer awareness. Right to basic needs. These two rights are also available to the developing nations, like the basic roti kapda makan should be available to everyone. And safe environment is basically that talks about sustainable consumption, not only thinking about present generation, but also about the future generation. So with this, we have this act called the CPA 2019, which is much bolder for better protection of the interests of the consumers and also to provide quasi-judicial authorities for the settlement of consumer disputes. So CPA seeks to promote and protect the rights of consumers. Salient features, if I talk about, it has a dedicated 3-tier consumer commissions for settlement of consumer disputes, covers 6 consumer rights. Right to safety, these are the rights which I mentioned. So it is covering these 6 rights. Less expensive redressal system, like till 5 lakh, there is no fees. If you want compensation, it is the only act which provides compensation to the consumer. Other acts, they will only put penalty, but this is an act which gives compensation to the consumer. And then consumer fora are quasi-judicial authorities manned by judges as presiding officers and other members who can be from any background of education. Consumer friendly environment is there and no complexity in procedure, unlike a regular, civil court or dress code. Party can appear in person. That is, you can yourself fight your case. You can yourself, file it, and no need for advocates to represent. So you do not need the advocates to represent the case. Civil remedy. Compensation, as I mentioned, this is the only act which gives such, compensation and other reliefs which are available. Class action. That is, many consumers, when builders are not giving the flats in time, so consumers as a group are coming forward and filing the case, and that is called as class action. One of the aggrieved consumer on behalf of and with consent of entire class of consumers can file a case. A voluntary consumer organization can represent the aggrieved consumers, and class action cases also by the government. The government is also one of the largest body which is filing cases also against the consumers, the manufacturers, for the benefit of the consumers, like Nestle India case, where the Nestle was being charged with having MSG, and also it was found that since MSG was unhealthy, and then the government had filed a case against Nestle. So this is like some kind of a class action suits which are being filed. Then salient features of CPA 2019 also mentions it as an additional remedy. And limitation period is that you can file your case within 2 years from the cause of action. ये नहीं कि अगर builder ने आपको flat नहीं दिया या the insurance policy has repudiated your contract, then you have 2 years time. So many consumers, they panic. They don't know. During COVID also, I received huge number of cases where, and numerous problems of insurance, companies refusing and repudiating the contracts of the claimants. So defines consumer as the one who purchases goods or services, and इसमें जो है B2C all relations are included, but nothing like B2B is not there. Or no goods free जो है, जैसे if you get a free treatment done somewhere, then you will not be treated as consumer in this act. Then all these services like electricity, medical, banking, education, all the services are also included under the act. provides under contract of service, and provided under contract of services are not covered, then remedy for defects, deficiency in service, and restrictive RTP and unfair trade practices and unfair contracts. This is something recent. Unfair contracts has now been added. It is a summary procedure. That is, it is not does not take so much time. Unlike the civil courts, where it takes numerous time to file a case and for evidence. Here it is a very summary procedure and speedy disposal of cases. Appeal also is there, execution of orders and penalty and imprisonment. So what is a consumer? Now the definition of consumer has become very elaborate, and it includes offline and online. All online purchases are now covered, and also through electronic means, tele-shopping, multi-level marketing, or direct selling. Who is a consumer? The buyer of goods, user of goods, hirer of services, and beneficiary of services. That is, if the person who goes to the market to purchase it, that person, then also the person who is using, suppose the father buys a bicycle for his child and there is some defect, so the user is the child, but the father and both the parties would be included as a consumer. Similarly, hirer of services and the beneficiary of services, a small child taken to the doctor, a minor child who is taken to the doctor. So both the parties, like the child and also the parent, both parties are considered, and the child is the beneficiary of the services. Now, who is not a consumer? The definition says anything for resale or for any commercial purpose, then you are not a consumer. Free of charge, you will not be covered. And there are cases where self-employment, if somebody is doing some business for self-employment purposes, you are covered as a consumer. But if you have a fleet, suppose you are running a taxi, so you are doing it only for your self-employment, then you are a consumer. But if you have a fleet of cars and you are doing a commercial activity, then you will be, if something goes wrong, then you will have to file go for civil remedy. So when I ask a question, a consumer is one who buys a product or avails a service for a consideration. So what will be the answer? You can write in the chat box and we'll discuss it at the end. So this is...
we have the chat box, so in the end we'll open it for everyone.
Yes, fine. So you can answer it in the end, but you can go through it, that who is a consumer for if you buy it for consideration, then for personal use, for business use, for personal use and business use, personal use and transactions for self-employment. Now, many times we come across this spam mails like, congratulations, you have won a cash prize worth 1 crore. Please send your account details immediately for us to transfer the money to your account. So, that is something like, many times these things look very attractive, but one has to understand that why is somebody transferring money to me, and why is somebody ready to give me 1 crore? So therefore, one has to be very careful when you do any kind of transaction, and especially digital also. You can never reveal your OTP, and also make sure that you have don't access these online transactions on a common laptop used by many people. So there have been legal cases also, very prominent ones, like Balram Prasad versus Kunal Saha case, where it is one of the largest compensation given to this doctor who lost his wife, where and had to fight a 15-year battle. And this doctor, since he was himself a doctor, he was able to prove that the treatment given to his wife was wrong, and the verdict established the gross dereliction of duty by the doctors at that time. Then Indian Medical Association versus VP Shanta case is a very important and prominent judgment given by Supreme Court again, and where it made that the services rendered by medical practitioners, although doctors, they said that, you know, we already have a code of conduct and why should we fall under the Consumer Protection Act. But then the Supreme Court held that since the profession, medical profession is also becoming very commercial, and therefore the doctors also need to become very responsible, and therefore since 1996 the medical profession is also covered under the CPA. Messrs Spring Meadows Hospital versus Harjot Ahluwalia case, it is a very prominent case again, and which established that a child is a consumer being the beneficiary of these services hired by the parents. And in this case also, a wrong injection given by the nurse who overheard on the telephone brought to highlight by this happened in Messrs Spring Meadows Hospital, and therefore the whole process of jurisprudence came up, and it was established that the child is a consumer being the beneficiary of the services, because the doctors and the hospital said that the child is not covered under the CPA. Now, the CPA is a very benevolent act that any defect in the goods it covers, deficiency in service, restrictive trade practices. Many times we see that when the prices of some commodities are going to increase, then an artificial scarcity is created in the market. That thing is also covered under the act. Unfair trade practices. If somebody is giving a misleading statement, bargain sales, free gifts and prizes and not giving it, non-adherence to standards, causing scarcity or manipulation, or spurious goods, जो नकली सामान होता है, so then all these are covered. Unfair contract, that is requiring excessive security deposits and imposing heavy penalty. This is a new thing which has come, imposing heavy penalty to consumers for breach of contract, refusing to accept early payments, to terminate a contract without reasonable clause, imposing unreasonable charge. Now, if we see the provisions, that what is the change which has come from CPA 1986 to CPA 2019, the regulator, we have a new regulator for, whereas in 1986 there was no regulator. Now we have a Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA. Then consumer courts, the consumer court, if somebody had to go to the consumer forums or consumer commissions or court, then we, you know, there were, wherever the seller had its office, there only you could file the case. But now this act, it says that you can file as a consumer, you can file the case from your home itself, or wherever you want, like wherever there's a consumer forum, you can file it. So the act has become very consumer friendly. Product liability concept was not there, but we have the product liability concept now. Now the pecuniary jurisdiction earlier was district forums 20 lakh, then 20 lakh to 1 crore and above 1 crore. But now we have the pecuniary jurisdiction for the district forums up to 1 crore cases can be filed. That is, you can seek a compensation up to 1 crore. Then from 1 crore to 10 crore, it is state commission and national commission above 10 crores. E-commerce, this is a new thing which has now been added. And then mediation. Mediation is another thing which has been added. I think so somebody's mic is open and therefore some disturbance is coming. This is so, yeah. Now let me continue. So adjudicatory bodies, as I mentioned, the pecuniary jurisdiction, district commission, state commission, and the national commission. And there is an appeal. If somebody is unhappy with the judgment, then it can file an appeal from district commission to state commission, and then national commission and to the Supreme Court within 30 days of the order. No lawyer required for filing the complaint. So this is again a very much boon for the consumers, that like you can file it online also now. E-Dakhil is a website where you can go and file your complaint, and the complaint can be filed on a plain paper or online. You have to give your name, description, and address and of yourself and the complainant, and your facts relating to the complaint, documents in support, relief which you are looking for. Complaint should be signed by an authorized agent or yourself, and nominal court fee which is there after 5 lakh. So the CPA introduces the product liability. CPA includes, So CPA includes the liability of a product. This concept, which is which earlier was there in US, that is, if there is the product has caused some kind of harm to the consumer using the product, and then somebody has been hurt, or somebody has there is like the death has occurred. So there used to be only very little compensation, and in the Consumer Act there was no compensation except for the cost of the good, and the consumer had to go to the civil court. But now this concept of product liability has come, which is a very good initiative, and now the act talks about that a consumer can sue the cab aggregator also if the taxi comes late, and as a result it misses its scheduled flight. So these are some new things. E-commerce guidelines have made it, some mandatory things have come, that no e-commerce entity can refuse to take back goods. कि अब जब भी many times even retailers in the shops, they many times they write that बिका हुआ सामान will not be taken back, कि हम वापस नहीं लेंगे. But in case of e-commerce, now the government is very clear that you cannot refuse to take back goods. Mandates e-tailers to display details of sellers. All sellers, whatever they are there, they will have to display the details and make it very transparent to ensure the personally identifiable information of customers are protected and encrypted, should not directly or indirectly influence the price of goods or services, and maintain a level playing field. Appoint a grievance officer for consumer grievance redressal. Earlier, what they used to do is they used to appoint the grievance officer. Even Amazon had its grievance officer in US. So now they have made it mandatory that you keep it in India itself and give a proper address and email of that person from India. So this is again a very important thing which has come up now. Other features like unfair contracts, these I've already discussed. And one thing is about mediation. Mediation has also come. That is, if the consumer and the seller and the consumer, they want to, don't want to go to the consumer court, then also they can go for mediation, and a mediator will intervene and try to solve the complaint. CCPA is a very important step which has now come up for quick redressal of the consumer complaints. Government will also keep a check on the sellers, and therefore a suo motu action, that is, government will itself take an action and against unfair trade practices. During festival season, we find a lot of adulteration. Sellers who don't even have a proper license for making sweets and all, they will be selling them. So against that, government can take a lot of check, keep a check, and it has powers, and it has started functioning from 2020 onwards. Misleading advertisements also is one, where celebrities also lend a huge part to it. Then coming to some of the misleading advertisements, I think so. I have can I take 10 minutes more? 10-15 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. You can take.
Okay. So where we come across many misleading advertisements like Bonvita ad, real achievers grow upon Bonvita, Vim Ultra dishwasher claiming that it has lemon juice, but laboratory tests proving that it's false. Many companies, they say we are number one. or we are nowadays they are using organic word or natural. So many times, the consumers are duped, like saying world's largest selling detergent, or edible oils, they saying that it gives you the impression that it keeps you free from all heart problems. Water purifier companies that filter only bacteria, not viruses, claiming that it is 100% safe water. So many times these misleading advertisements have found to violate the consumer's right to safety information. They have the potential to cause consumers financial loss, mental harassment, and physical harm. Like Nadia versus Fatima case, where this girl was a little bit shorter than, there was an advertisement which she came across that we uh, convert a dwarf into Amitabh Bachchan. So this girl who was a little bit shorter in her class, so she wanted, she was very much impressed with this advertisement. A class seventh class student. So she took her father to this Fatima hospital, and then they inserted some fixators in her leg, and then they said that you'll have to keep on changing them, and you will after some time your leg will become longer. But she developed gangrene in one of her leg, and later on that she could not walk for 3-4 months, and that half leg had to be amputated. So imagine the plight of a child, and seeing the advertisement, and how it had impacted her. Lot of advertising we come across is misleading, like emotional blackmail by many of the celebrities during the festival time, like Dhanteras, or particular jewelry. And we find that all major jewelry dwellers and these celebrities, they lend their they are part of it. So celebrities have a hold on the public, and many times they have been found to be duping the consumer. Akshay Tritiya, Dhanteras, even healthy, Maggie had been charged by when it was saying happy heart and healthy soups. So many times the marketers want a behavioral change, that you can start consuming soups with every meal. So then it was reported by one of the consumer that intake of the soups with every meal may increase the salt in the body, and because they have high level of salt which releases sodium in the body. So then they were asked to remove this healthy part from this the happy heart from their caption. Similarly, like Fortune also was used, Saurav Ganguly, and he was saying that it keeps you away from consuming this refined oil, and you will be give you a heart healthy oil. So there's many times there is a perception that other things need not be used and consumed, and only by particular that product you will be safe, and you'll have no health problems. Similarly, Bharti also, AXA life insurance, was mentioning that it is like it protects you and your family with a life insurance cover of 1 crore at 17 rupees a day. But within this, they were as a disclaimer, they did not, it was written in such small letters that it is applicable only for people below 35 years. So as a healthy person, somebody may like to buy it, and later on come to know that it is this policy is only available for or for people only for below 35 years. So many times we come across sale which tempts us, but we are excited about them, but deceived by such kind of when we enter the store, we find that many of the items are very in not a good condition, and the latest products They may be having no offer, but the 50% or other, they will write in such bold letters 50%, which may entice the consumers to enter the retail outlet. So one has to be very careful, and suggestions from my side are that, as a consumer, we need to be not go on the face value of the advertisements, and there should be quick redressal which would be available to the consumers. Filling up of the vacancies, like 400 posts are still vacant of the president and the, so their bench is many times not operating properly. Class action suits, consumer movement, voluntary organizations should receive public funding, government incentives for fair practices, awareness programs at large scale. I'll just take 7 minutes. So quality and standardization becomes very important. And day by day, the government is asking for moving towards hallmarking jewelry. Like recently, we had a program at India Habitat Center on hallmarking jewelry. And you must have heard that government is now making it mandatory. So the thing is that many times we lose a lot of money when we buy from our traditional jeweler, and the jewelry is not hallmark. So coming up with the scheme of hallmarking, then again ISI mark, egg mark, which you'll find them from on the label, and these are certain quality marks which one should check before buying any commodity. Voluntary consumer organizations, as I mentioned, I'm working with Consumer Voice. So we generally, they play a very important role, like informing the consumers about the cost structures of products, then professional opinion on the pricing. We also do comparative testing, and testing of brands is done by us. Then watchdog on unfair trade practices, violation of consumer laws, misleading advertisements, and product testing laboratories, which are set up by the VCOs. Then there is this Jago Grahak Jago campaign with which I have been working for quite some time. We have this toll-free number. So anybody who has a complaint from all over India, so this 14404 or 1800 no charges are being, you need to pay. And from all over India, there is this cell which is from the government, Department of Consumer Affairs, and they give you a consultation, and also help you file a case for if you have a problem. Uh, then the Sustainable Consumer World Rights Day, this is the theme which has been given, and we are celebrating this, that the sustainable consumer. So who is a sustainable consumer, which is very careful when they buy? They carry their own bags, not using plastic, and that is like, from the consumer's point of view, you may say it is a very conscious consumer. So we are seeing a lot of pollution which all around us nowadays, and the health of everyone is getting impacted. So I believe that if we purchase consciously, not buying, by swayed by the markets, that many times, we are constantly, sale is coming and we are purchasing. So it is one environment and we have finite resources. Therefore, looking after the environment becomes also very important, and reducing and recycling, and this should be the thing which we should constantly think about, and repairing our products. So let me come to one of my last slide. That is what William Wordsworth also said, that the world is too much with us. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. So, the markets are bringing in new products, like Zara brings in a product line every 2 weeks. So it is the fashion which changes, and the markets, as I said, that we have a very young population, So all MNCs are doing a lot of business here, but as a consumer, we need to think about sustainability. And thank you so much for your attention and giving me time. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Professor Panda, you are on mute.
Saurabh, would we have the question answer round for her presentation now, or we'd like to take it at the end?
Yes, I think we can have it now. Prisha, we just 5 minutes, we can give more. If there are any questions for Professor Shikil Kapoor, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Any questions for Professor Shikil Kapoor?
Yes, I had a question. In fact, Professor Kapoor explained the whole process very nicely, and the government of India has actually created a very nice framework, both in a virtual mode and the other way. But in many ways, the consumer is still left vulnerable because many of these organizations, including banks and companies, the retail chains, when you buy products from them or even with the banks, the addresses, because you have to mention from where you have bought, what is the address of communication as a consumer, and many of them actually are not available. And if you even try to reach some of those vendors physically, if it is in your vicinity, you find either when you go there, the shops are closed and things like that. And the retail shops or the customer care do not help. Similar is the case with banks. If you go to any bank's website, you will be shocked to see that none of the banks have actually kept, including State Bank of India to a great extent, has not kept the addresses of the regional offices, the regional officers, or where one can approach, except for an email on a 1-800 number or a customer care number, which many a times are non-functional. You can't actually get any relief from them. And I have been facing some of these in the last 4-5 years. And despite writing to them, there is not much effort. And there is this ombudsman and all, but unfortunately, ombudsmen have retired officers from government offices, which actually make it function more like the government office itself than actually resolving the customer care. In that case, what option does a customer have?
Sir, I believe that you are right, but having worked in this area for such a long time, I also faced, I personally may say that I also had 2-3 complaints. Then I used this process of calling NCH, National Consumer Helpline, the toll-free number which I gave. And when a document from the government goes, like then immediately there was an action. Like once I ordered a laptop from Amazon, and I was given I received that broken CD player inside. So I had already paid the money, and I contacted the Amazon persons. So they were listening to my complaint, but since it was Diwali time, so they said that ma'am, at this time nobody is all the people are celebrating it, but I told them that it is festival time, and I have this kind of grudge that I have lost around 35,000. So then they said, no, we will do it, and please send us the pictures and all. And it took me, like, then I complained to NCH, and they were quite active. And the moment they received an email from them, so suddenly the situation changed, and they were ready to give me, although during festival season there was some offer, but they said that now we will give you a laptop without the offer, which had now become a little bit expensive. But but I didn't lose my money, but I still believe that the deal was the deal I was looking for was it was not given to me. Similarly, in my college also, there have been numerous problems which faculty members face. Like once a person from Reliance Insurance, and they came to our college, and they were offering a gold coin to every faculty member who did take an insurance policy. So many people get attracted by such offers, and all of them, they constantly they were getting themselves insured and all. But suddenly, later on, they came to be that the policy which came was whatever was promised was not given, and the policy was very much different from what the sales agent had promised. And then there is a free look period within the insurance policy. So my knowledge about that the 15 days is a free look period. Immediately I told them that you write to the insurance policy and they will have to return it. And then all of them wrote, and suddenly they had to reimburse the money. So I think so many times this part, and as you were saying that ombudsman numbers don't work. So I think so then you can also personally visit them offices if you can do that. And NCH is one which I have used many times myself. Or once I was on this TV itself, and one anchor was facing a problem, and he contacted me later on that he had taken a 50,000. These resorts are there, and he had this they were saying that we will he every year he had to pay 50,000 for a resort holiday. And he said that during COVID I have not used it, and why not they should reimburse or give me some other plan. So those guys were not ready to listen to him. And then NCH intervened, and my own I'm working with an NGO that also intervened. And then finally that anchor got the whole money, what the reimbursed. So he was quite happy. But many times struggle is there. I totally agree. Consumers during COVID-19 have faced, like one of my known person, that lady was telling me now that she hasn't got her insurance policy has been repudiated, although she's lost her husband. And then I told her that there are and the company is saying that there is a pre-existing disease which her husband had. So there are many cases where companies don't want to listen. And this is something where we may say that still consumer movement has not taken a full circle, and consumers are facing numerous problems, and companies don't many times listen to them. Maybe there are too many in the case of insurance also, there are too many claimants at this point. But now I think so I have told her 2 3 things, and I'll be getting in touch with her that what happened, because everybody is very busy in their lives. And suddenly these problems crop up. And unless until you know the right direction, many times you are cheated or fooled. And therefore I believe that never do any verbal communication, do it in writing. You create a record. Otherwise it becomes very difficult to file a case in any of these 4 hours, unless until and as I mentioned that 2 years are there. So within 2 years you should keep on building your case and do the action. Like numerous cases I can tell you, builders not giving the flats in time. And consumers, yesterday also there was a case of NCDRC, and where Supertech builders and a consumer filing a case. And finally the court has said, the president writes in that unless until we will uh, within 6 days, if you do not reimburse the money, then we know where to find you. So these are certain strict, I believe that should be some kind of a pro consumer movement. And then only these manufacturers or these service providers will fear. And there should be jail for them, for those people who take away the money, hard-earned money of the people. So that is what I believe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Sheetal Kapoor. Thank you for such an insightful discussion. And I'm sure we post it on YouTube also after recording. So many
Right.
more will gain through this YouTube lecture. We'll share the link with you also.
Fine. Thank you so much to all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
And
Bye.
now, ma'am, you can stop sharing.
Yeah. It's yeah. So
So
can I
am
can I
glad
leave?
to
Can I
now-
leave?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes.
Fine.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
So now I am glad to have with us Mrs. Manisha Arora, whose pictures I saw on Facebook, and I'm very happy to see she's with one of the stalwarts in the leadership and motivational lectures. She's Sonu Sharma ji. I see her also with a lot of Mercedes cars every time and lots of checks. And the figure is not in less than what I say 5 figures in lakhs. Sometimes I feel I should leave this job and join her. So I am proud of our alumni, Mrs. Manisha Arora, Universal Crown Director with Vestige Marketing Private Limited and an NLP trainer. She is working in the direct selling industry from last 4 years and has achieved many achievement titles and awards. She is amongst the top income earners for her company and is a great speaker and a trainer as well. Her work involves creating leadership in her team. You may find more about her on her social media handle, Manisha Arora Official. So we are very happy to have you back, Manisha, and your pictures do make me proud and happy that you are giving ray of hope to others also. So welcome to IIF again, and so now it's over to you. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm highly delighted to be in front of, so many senior people. I feel like I'm back in the college, sir.
Good.
And sorry for my voice. It's a little bad today because of the weather change is going on, and I'm speaking day and night for my work. And thank you so much, Professor Panda. I never knew that you know my name as well. And and I was glad to see Aman sir in the session during the session on a screen. So it is really nostalgic to be in the college. Sir, I was very, I would say, inferior kind of a girl. I was very average student in the college. So जितने भी लोग मुझे सुन रहे हैं, I think sir we should speak in Hindi and English if you guys are okay.
Yes, you are welcome. You are a
Be-
yourself. You decide.
okay, so uh, I'll start with my journey. So I've done my commerce graduation from North Maharashtra University, and post that I got an opportunity to study in IAF. So sir, you have to open this, otherwise my team is joining. So I mean, if you'll enable the
It
participants,
is open. It is open. They can join.
okay.
Yeah, we'll admit them. We'll keep on admitting.
अदरवाइज अभी आपने मुझे बोला, नहीं तो मैं पहले शेयर करती, तो देयर बी सो मेनी पीपल. Good morning, Deepak sir. How are you doing? I hope you remember my face. Uh, so I was half of the size when I was in the college. So Aman sir, आपको याद है मेरी शक्ल थोड़ी बहुत?
Certainly. I remember you very well.
Thank
I
you, sir.
remember most of my students well.
I'm sure, I think हम लोग बहुत अच्छे बैच थे.
Correct.
Certainly, your batch was very well placed. After all,
So
I was the placement coordinator.
yeah. So, Professor Panda, when I got this admission letter for IF, my family was so proud of me. I mean, this was the very first time I got a letter from a college, which is, they said, you are selected as an IF student. So, my parents thought they got a, uh, some rank or something, and I've got into some big college, and they were really proud of it that I'm in IF. And I tell you what I've learned through IF studies. First of all, see the team, sir, we have in IF. I think that's an amazing team because people are still with IF from so long time, and the professors we have, they were so cooperative. They were not only interested to teach us the subjects, but the overall improvement of a student was really important for all the teachers. And we never felt like we're going to a college, just for studies. It was more like a homely environment wherein
Yes.
every professor was serious about us becoming a better professional. So I remember when we started learning about stock markets. So our professor then, he told us to use money control website, and that was like practical thing in the college. So that was amazing, and we have been given skills of giving presentations in the college itself. So every Friday we used to have a presentation. And Saurav sir, I'll tell you a secret. Half of the time I was giving presentations of my teammates, of my batchmates, because koi available nahi hai. So that made me a pro in presentation, and I think from there onwards I felt like that I can speak in public. So guys, whosoever is attending this presentation, Sarika and I cannot Ishita and whosoever, I'm like Syam, Sachin. So guys, if you're thinking about joining this institute, this is a great opportunity to become a better human being in life. So consider about being a part of a group which can improvise you whole. So it will make you an open-minded person. This I can promise you about the institute. Coming back to my journey, so I'll take you to the presentation, sir, if you'll allow me the share. Okay, I can share that. Okay, so
Hmm.
I'll share the rest of the story with my PPT, which I have been building from.
We are co-host. Now you can admit anyone and you can also share your screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so
So you see, the torture we gave you has been able to help you over the time. No, at that
so
time, I believe everybody must have been cursing all of us day in, day out for the kind of torture we put you through, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, definitely. So it's like you have to grill through hard times, and then you become the best human being.
True.
So,
True. Go ahead.
um, thanks, sir.
Well,
I never knew that I'll land up into this industry, but I did. So, guys, here's the welcome thing of the poster of our event. So, I was listening to Professor Sheetal Kapoor as well. She was kind of talking in the line which I thought of when I started in this industry. Entrepreneurship in India, it's a big thing, and it's coming up so highly since all of us are facing hard times. During the COVID, everybody was stressed out with what kind of incomes they would have in future. Students were worried whether they'll be getting the placements, and definitely those who had the jobs, they were really curious on holding on whatever they had. Nobody was talking about the promotion, but everybody was talking about whatever they had, they could hold on to that. So difficult times went through, and there is one special thing about tough times. It'll make you tougher. It'll make you tougher. So entrepreneurship is a subject, is a concept which people more think about whenever the economies goes into difficult times, right? So here's the picture of me with Mr. Sonu Sharma ji. He is my mentor and my coach during my corporate career, or I would say my corporate journey. So whatever I am today into this direct selling world or in entrepreneurship world, that's all because of his teachings, his mentorship, and I'm very closely working with Mr. Sonu Sharma ji from last 4 years almost now. Before these 4 years, I've been working into a corporate job, going in the morning at 7, coming late night 9, 10s. I have worked with eValue Serve. I've worked with Clifford Chance. I've worked with a lot of other companies, mostly in Gurgaon, and for almost 8 years. So I've slogged through 8 years, and one fine day I realized that it's not going to go long because someday I have to find a place wherein I feel safe. So while you work in the private job world, there is a lot of uncertainty whether you're going to be staying in the next financial year or not. Because as you complete 5 years, there is a chance. I Sir, I think you should remain the host. Otherwise, I'll have to keep on adding people. Usually when I do the Zoom meetings, there's an option that you can directly put everybody open to join, and that is not enabled in here for some reason. So that's me from the school photo, the college photo shoot. So this photo was shot in IF's library, and a blazer over a sari. And I am from 2006 2008 batch, belongs to a middle class family. And I used to commute to Ashok Vihar. Our college was then in Ashok Vihar. I used to commute from Faridabad to Ashok Vihar. That was like 2.5 hours journey one way. So 5 hours of my day used to go into travel. So that was the hardship I've been through when I started my career. And I've been a very obedient student, very serious in studies, like Professor Panda was saying. Sir, I've always been like this. And I followed the traditional path like any obedient student would, and that is for 8 long years before starting my entrepreneurship journey. And then entrepreneurship happened. Entrepreneurship, I understood with this. Just a moment, I'll make you host, Saurabh sir, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
You Because otherwise there'll be so many people who would be joining. And
Manisha, I'm co-host. I'll keep adding,
okay,
so you don't need to worry. You keep go ahead with your presentation. I
okay,
can do.
otherwise it's popping up again and again, so I thought.
Yeah.
So one thing which
Of
made
course,
me
this will
very.
crop up because we have to keep control of who enters.
Okay, okay, okay,
It is being recorded. Everything is
yeah,
being recorded, right?
okay. So, as far as the entrepreneurship is concerned, we really have to understand this cash flow quadrant. So, I read this cash flow quadrant when I was in the college library. I came across this book, which, I mean, the name of the book was Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert T. Kiyosaki. The book was really, really attractive. I read about all these things, and I think it stayed with me for a very long time because I could not figure out how to end up implementing the readings of those books. So in this book, the author talks about the four sections or the four type of people in this world. First kind of person is employee, a person who has a job, and he makes his money or he makes his living by selling his time. So he would go to office for 8 hours, 10 hours, and then he'll be paid for it. In case he would work for 16 hours, 15 hours, 14 hours, he'll be paid extra on the basis of the more time he would spend in office. I hope you'll agree. ऐसे ही होता है पूरी दुनिया में. पैसा कमाना है तो आपको you have to sell something, and that is your time. And how much your time is worth is decided by the education you have got. जितना आप एजुकेटेड रहेंगे, जितना वैल्यू आप ऐड कर सकते हैं, उतना आपको सैलरी दिया जाता है. उस हिसाब से आपके आवर्स की, आपके घंटे की वैल्यू लगाई जाती है. यू नो दिस पर्सन कैन मेक $200 per hour or something like that, right? Second part of the society is self-employed people. Self-employed people like I am today. Self-employed people are the people who would start their own business but mostly would do their things on their own. Like if a person would start a small business, he'll be the accountant, he'll be the marketing head, he'll be the salesman, and sometimes he'll be cleaning his office as well, right? So these people are also working, timely for the money. And most of the time when you get into the self employed mode, you work more hours. जॉब में कम काम कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड बनते और ज़्यादा काम करने लगते हैं, क्योंकि उनका खुद का बिजनेस होता है. दे वांट टू सेव मनी फॉर द आउटसोर्स थिंग्स, एंड दे वांट टू बी कंट्रोलिंग एवरीथिंग ऑन देयर ओन. सो ये लोग कुछ ऐसे लोग होते हैं जो एम्प्लॉय से थोड़ा बेटर कमा रहे होते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी दे आर द सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड, खुद के ही एम्प्लॉयज बने हुए हैं. And there is third thing which is called business owners. Business owners are the people जिनके नीचे 500 से ज़्यादा लोग काम कर रहे हैं. They have developed a system wherein everything is working on their own with or without their presence. वो है चाहे नहीं है, लेकिन सिस्टम काम करेगा. एंड फोर्थ ऑप्शन वही होता है इन्वेस्टर्स. मोस्टली जो बड़े बिजनेसमैन होते हैं, दे बिकम द इन्वेस्टर्स बिकॉज मनी मेक्स मनी फॉर देम. बिजनेस ओनर्स के लिए लोग पैसे कमा के देते हैं उनको, राइट? 95% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन, 95% दुनिया के लोग क्या काम कर रहे हैं? एम्प्लॉयज हैं या सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हैं. और सिर्फ 5% लोग ऐसे हैं जो बिजनेस ओनर्स हैं, यानी कि जिनकी बड़ी बड़ी फैक्ट्रीज हैं, 500 से ज़्यादा लोग उनके लिए काम कर रहे हैं, या वो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं लाइक राकेश झुंझुनवाला और एनीबडी यू कैन थिंक ऑफ. However, the fact of the matter is, world's 95% of the money, or I would say wealth, lies in the hand of the business owners and investors. World's 95% wealth lies in the hands of the business owners and investors. And only 5% is given to employees and self-employed. How? ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? ऐसा इसीलिए हो सकता है, सबसे पहले तो ये एविडेंट है, आप खुद भी अपने घर चेक कर सकते हो, हमारी सराउंडिंग में हम चेक कर सकते हैं. वी ऑल आर पार्ट ऑफ द 95% पीपल, सो वी कैन चेक दैट. दैट्स वेल एश्योर्ड. आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई कंप्लीटेड माय MBA, माय फादर यूज्ड टू बी आफ्टर माय लाइफ कि तुम गवर्नमेंट जॉब के एग्जाम्स दे दो, यू बिकम अ गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल. And I was continuously, for the whole life I saw a lot of government employees in my home. My mom was a central government employee. I saw her leaving in the morning at 6, coming back in the 6 in the evening, and she did it throughout her life. Because jobs तो मतलब अच्छी होती हैं, बुरी होती है, मैं ये नहीं कमेंट करूँगी, बट जैसी भी होती हैं जॉब्स में यू हैव टू पुट इन वेरी हार्ड वर्क. गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स और भी खतरनाक होती हैं. अभी 2014 के बाद जो भी जॉब शुरू करेगा उसको तो किसी तरीके का पेंशन वेंशन मिलेगा नहीं. देयर इज नो ओल्ड एज सिक्योरिटी, सेफ्टी कुछ भी नहीं है. एंड दूसरा चीज, गवर्नमेंट जॉब छुट्टी ही नहीं है. यू गेट पेड, यू आर पेड लेस, यू आर ट्रांसफर्ड, यू वॉन्ट लीव इट. देर इज एन इमोशनल थॉट विद दिस कि सिक्योर है, चलो बनी तो रहेगी जॉब, तो लोग छोड़ते नहीं है. सो आई वॉज रियली क्लियर थ्रू आउट माई लाइफ, वॉट एवर माई फादर माई फैमिली यूज टू टेल मी, आई डिड दैट. They said, Manisha, ये मत करो, ये करना है, ये करना है. I always said yes. I was a really good girl. इतनी शाय, कभी किसी से कुछ बोलती नहीं थी, बहुत इंट्रोवर्ट थी. लेकिन जब उन्होंने मुझे गवर्नमेंट जॉब के लिए बोला, आई वॉज लाइक वेरी क्लियर. आई सेड गवर्नमेंट जॉब तो मैं बिल्कुल नहीं करूँगी, क्योंकि मैंने देखा है अपनी फैमिली में. अब सवाल यह है कि क्या तुम जॉब करोगी? तो मैंने कहा हाँ ठीक है, शायद जॉब कर लेंगे, जॉब कुछ अच्छा जॉब मिल जाए. क्योंकि IIF से अपना MBA किया था, तो इतना कॉन्फिडेंस था कि कहीं ना कहीं बढ़िया प्लेसमेंट लग जाएगी. सो आई टोल्ड माई फादर कि प्लेसमेंट विल बी टेकन केयर बाय माई कॉलेज, यू डोंट वरी. एंड आई रिमेंबर आई गॉट प्लेस्ड इन रिलायंस ग्रुप इन बॉम्बे. सो बहुत अच्छी जॉब लगी, मुझे लगा बहुत अच्छी जॉब है. लेकिन धीरे धीरे जब बॉसेस ने डांटना शुरू किया, तो मैंने कहा यार ये ख़त्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. मतलब स्कूल में टीचर्स से डांट खा लेते थे, प्रोफेसर से डांट भी खाई थोड़ी थोड़ी, और अब जॉब्स में भी यही हाल हो गया. सो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें दिमाग में चल रही थी, और कहीं ना कहीं ये बुक दिमाग में थी कि जब तक अपना बिजनेस नहीं बनाएंगे तब तक फ्रीडम नहीं आएगी, फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम. और काम किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? पैसे के लिए कर रहे हैं. अल्टीमेटली चाहते तो यही है दैट वी विल हैव सम बक्स इन आवर हैंड, हम कहीं जा पाएँ, अपनी मर्जी से कुछ ले पाएं. सो वो फ्रीडम चाहिए थी, लेकिन सैलरी जब आ जाती है तो उसके साथ बहुत सारी ईएमआईज आ जाती हैं, बहुत सारे एजुकेशन लोन्स रहते हैं जो पे करने पड़ते हैं, तो कुछ नहीं बचता था. तो धीरे 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 सोचना शुरू किया, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में पढ़ना शुरू किया, देखना शुरू किया. एंड एक मौका आया. वैसे 2008 में जब मैं प्लेस्ड हुई थी, उस टाइम पे भी रिसेशन चल रहा था, बट आई वाज लकी इनफ टू गेट अ प्लेसमेंट. लेकिन धीरे धीरे एक चीज समझ रहा है कि जब भी इकोनॉमी डाउन जाती है तो लोगों का ना अपना बिजनेस करने का बड़ा मन होता है. सो ये यूजुअली आप नोट करेंगे, स्टार्टअप सबसे ज्यादा 2008 में हुए थे. तो जब इकोनॉमी स्लो डाउन जाने लग जाती है तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एक्टिविटीज हीट अप होने लगती हैं. बेसिकली इट्स अबाउट डाउन टाइम्स can give you the best of you, right? So I also was thinking about a lot of entrepreneurship ventures, but I realized that it needs a lot of money to start. Business start करना है तो बहुत सारे पैसे चाहिए. And then I got in touch with Mr. Sonu Sharma ji. He said money is not the problem. I said for the entire life I thought money is the problem. He said no, that's not the problem. Being resourceful is the key. रिसोर्सफुल होना पड़ेगा. रिसोर्सेज है नहीं है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. He said I can tell you about an industry which is called direct selling industry, and direct selling industry is rapidly picking up pace in the country, you know, because we have the youngest population of all. अब आप मेरे से पूछेंगे डायरेक्ट सेलिंग इंडस्ट्री क्या है, तो मैं बोलूँगी शीतल कपूर मैम के प्रोफेसर के कॉन्फ्रेंस को याद कीजिए. शी वॉज टेलिंग यू अबाउट द कंज्यूमर एक्ट एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड शी टोल्ड यू अबाउट MLM एज वेल, मल्टी लेवल मार्केटिंग एज वेल. सो डायरेक्ट सेलिंग का एक और नाम है मल्टी लेवल मार्केटिंग. This is one of the industries which is picking up really high because of it gives you an opportunity to start your own business. So ideally ऐसा होता है सौरभ सर, when you are educated you don't land up into direct selling industry. Mostly ऐसा होता है. But when I met Mr. Sonu Sharma ji, I read about few people from international levels like Gloria Mayfield Banks, Jim Rohn. He is really popular in this industry. I read about Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins के नाम से भी जिनको जानते हैं. उन्होंने भी अपना जो मेंटरशिप है वो जिम रोन के साथ किया हुआ है, जो कि डायरेक्ट सेलिंग इंडस्ट्री के ही लीडर थे. So I realized, Manisha, why not? And let's open up your mind and think about it. What do you have to lose? तुझे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना था, ये बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं कम पैसों में. Let's do it for a while. So I started looking into डायरेक्ट सेलिंग. और मैंने क्या समझा डायरेक्ट सेलिंग को, बहुत सारे लोग डायरेक्ट सेलिंग को अलग अलग नजरिए से जानते हैं. But when I knew about direct selling from the person who was approximately 14-15 years of experience in this industry, he told me that Manisha, हमारे पास जितना population है उसको handle करने के लिए we cannot have the jobs at all. We will definitely have to get into entrepreneurship. This is what he has shown me with reports and facts. I said, right. He said, today whichever industry I'm telling you about, this is going to be on the peak in 2025. So are you ready for this? And we've been talking about all this in 2017 June. He said this industry is practiced in more than 100 countries. And it has the global market size of 180 billion US dollars. ये नंबर जो है ये म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री का भी नहीं है, इतना बड़ा नंबर है ये. तो जब हमको, क्योंकि हमने IIF से भी किया था, फाइनेंस में हमने MBA किया हुआ है, तो हमको समझ आ रहे थे नंबर्स, दैट व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. And when you are well educated, you understand the opportunities and you can grab on the opportunities as well. So the next question of mine was, क्या ये इंडस्ट्री लीगल है? क्योंकि हमने भी बहुत सुना था कि इलीगल होता है, बेकार होता है. Then he said the guidelines are getting prepared about this industry. जैसे देखिए, there was this time जब रियल एस्टेट में बहुत फ्रॉड्स होते थे. आपको बोला जाता था कि 2000 स्क्वायर फीट का घर है लेकिन उसका कारपेट एरिया जो होता था वो 1500 स्क्वायर फीट होता था। सो कभी पैसे ले लिए हैं लेकिन घर दिया नहीं है, कभी बोल दिया 5 साल में घर मिल जाएगा लेकिन मिलता नहीं था। तो फिर रेरा बना, 2016 में रेरा एक्ट बना। रेरा एक्ट के बाद नाउ देर इज अ प्लेस वेयर यू कैन फाइल योर कंप्लेंट्स, कंज्यूमर कंप्लेंट्स आप लॉन्च कर सकते हो। सिमिलरली आज की डेट में जो लोग इंश्योरेंस करते हैं दे आर काइंड ऑफ रिगार्डेड, बट देर वॉज दिस टाइम व्हेन इंश्योरेंस वॉज द बिगेस्ट फ्रॉड। पीपल यूज टू थिंक इंश्योरेंस कर रहा है बेकार काम कर रहा है। बैंकर्स को फ्रॉडलेंट एक्टिविटीज में माना जाता था। बैंकर्स का अभी अमन सर भी बात कर रहे थे कि कई बार कुछ कंप्लेंट्स होती हैं। So every every industry has something good and something bad, but to control the bad there is an there's a committee which is made to look into all these things. Similarly department of consumer affairs ने डायरेक्ट सेलिंग के लिए गाइडलाइंस बना दी, और उन लोगों ने बोला कि अब डायरेक्ट सेलिंग में ABCDEFGHIJKL ऐसी 56 क्लॉज हैं कि इस तरीके से जो कंपनी काम करेगी वो ठीक है, जो नहीं करेगी वो is not listed in the Ministry of Consumer Affairs website. So Ministry of Consumer Affairs का जो website है उसके ऊपर direct selling के लिए properly एक list दिया गया है that these companies are allowed to do direct selling, right? So I was like satisfied. Then I got this report. I saw this report and the report was written by KPMG. KPMG, the big fours. And the report title was so attractive. It said direct selling, a global industry empowering millions in India. I looked for it and I was kind of sorted that yes, this industry is legal. Maybe it's like an insider information which I'm getting in the beginning and people don't know about it yet. So I thought, okay, go ahead. एंड नाउ दिस इज द करंट सिचुएशन। ये आज का मतलब ये लेटेस्ट मैं आपको बता रही हूँ जो आर्टिकल है 2020 का, विच इज डायरेक्ट सेलिंग अ सेफ हेवन इन 2020। while the lockdown was there, people were worried about their work, how would they be managing their livelihoods and everything. This article was published and they said those who are losing their jobs, they're now coming towards direct selling. And a lot of people are getting good work opportunities in direct selling. So there's so many news. Another important point you all will understand. Direct selling has a connection with ASSOCHAM. ASSOCHAM is a very regarded association. एसोचैम ने अभी एक कमेटी बनाया है, एक काउंसिल बनाया है, नेशनल काउंसिल, जो कि डायरेक्ट सेलिंग का परव्यू प्रेजेंट कर रही है गवर्नमेंट को। एंड दिस विंग इज हेल्पिंग गवर्नमेंट to form rules to make an act for direct selling institutions. So, keeping in view the challenges of emerging growth prospects of direct selling industry and its increasing role in self-reliant India, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, ASSOCHAM's National Council on Direct Selling presents views on the industry to the central and state governments. The council focuses on a dialogue between the government and all stakeholders on the ease of doing business, which will bring about paradigm change for the industry in India. So मैं जो अभी आपको बात बता रही हूँ, मैं कह रही हूँ पढ़ाई करो, लेकिन पढ़ाई के साथ you have to be knowing a lot of other things like practical learning. So anybody who is above 18 years old can become the part of a direct selling industry. They can be a direct seller as well. क्योंकि ये इंडस्ट्री अभी लीगल हो रही है and it's in the verge of getting into the legal mode. So direct selling in India क्या है? The Indian direct selling industry recorded sales of 2.4 billion dollars in 2009, reporting a growth of 12.1%. 12.1% का ग्रोथ इस इंडस्ट्री ने शो किया। इसकी वजह से ही एसोचैम ने एक काउंसिल बनाया, और जो एसोचैम के नोन पीपल हैं, दोज हु आर सपोर्टिंग डायरेक्ट सेलिंग, आई एम डिलाइटेड टू टेल यू, I know Mr. Gautam Bali in person because I'm working in his organization, Vestige Marketing Private Limited. He is the managing director of Vestige and he's the chairman of ASSOCHAM's Council for Direct Selling. There are a lot of other people on the board, and they had this event on 21st of August, wherein they were talking about self code of conduct and standard for Indian direct selling industry. So there's so many things going on the legal front for direct selling. Here's Mr. Gautam Bali sir, and as Saurabh sir was talking about, this is the check of annual check from the company which I got for my hard work. So Mr. Gautam Bali is a managing director in Vestige Marketing Private Limited. He is also managing director of Cosmic Nutrico Solutions Private Limited. This is one of the companies which will provide cosmetics to Lakme and Sugar as well. And he is also the chairman of Direct Selling Councils in ASSOCHAM. That's again Mr. Gautam Bali. He had come to our office, our team's office, Team Sonu Sharmaji's office. And, being with the people like him would tell you about what all you can do in your life. It'll give you an add-on. कहते हैं ना, association will transform you. So his association, this guy, मतलब इनका जो कंपनी है डायरेक्ट सेलिंग का कंपनी है दैट हैज अ टर्नओवर ऑफ अराउंड 2500 crores. This is a very big number. Even if it's not a direct selling company, general companies के लिए भी 2500 करोड़ का टर्नओवर करना बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. But this guy is really visionary. All these efforts of ASSOCHAM thing has been taken by him. So he is the guy who's looking into the future and he is building the whole process. And this is my usual days of direct selling. तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के पहले क्या होता था, सुबह उठ के जाती थी ऑफिस, शाम को थकी हुई आती थी, घर में खाना बनाती थी, एंड then again in the morning I'll go to office and come back, and Saturday Sunday I used to sleep. But since I started my direct selling career, पहला एक डेढ़ साल थोड़ा स्ट्रगलिंग था, पर उसके बाद की जो अभी लाइफ है, आई एम इनटू इवेंट मैनेजमेंट, लीडरशिप, एंड दीज आर माय फ्यू लीडर्स, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू
रिजल्ट आते हैं अच्छे लगे। और थर्ड मंथ में क्या होगा?
So that's one of my usual days, and I'll rush up a little onto this presentation. This is what Saurabh sir was talking about. So this is all because of you guys. You have trained us to become that strong person who could survive into the entrepreneurship jungle. This is the dream of my life, which I've achieved through all I've done in my life. सो कभी लाइफ में नहीं सोचा था कि इस लेवल पे हो पाएंगे. सर आपकी गाड़ियाँ देखी थी कभी ऐसी लंबी, और सोचा था कि व्हेन वी विल ग्रो ओल्ड probably then we'll have it. So I would simply like to say thank you to everybody, and to the people who have given me this chance. This is my Instagram handle, and you can reach out for more information on the direct selling industry, because I totally don't wanted it to be the direct selling thing. So that's it. Thank you so much, sir.
Very well said, Manisha. I think you put down things in a very right perspective. I'm happy that you are growing well. In fact, all the alumni who I've been in touch with, most of them get in touch with us when they need their mark sheets and certificates and things like that. But generally, whenever they are in touch and when I try to check with them as to how their batchmates and others are doing, I feel proud of the fact that all of them are doing well. Because my only question which I ask all of them is, are your parents happy? You know, at the end of the day, it is not that 100 rupees or 100 million rupees you get in your account, which is really important. If your parents who have invested their life in you are not happy at the end of the day, you may be earning $1 billion, but that has no meaning to anybody. So, you know, that's the only question which I always ask my alumni, whoever comes to my office ever for any work or anything else. You know, and that is something which I've come to know that every one of them, each one of them, there is not a single soul so far I've come across who is not doing well or not performing well. And we feel proud that, you know, they have been able to take our givings, our teachings to a level where they're able to make a good living for themselves, for their families, and ultimately keep their parents happy. That is something which I at least personally feel proud of. And
And sir,
you know,
you are no less than my parent. I mean, you can definitely tell me how do you feel.
certainly we have never kept it otherwise. And you know the way we used to scold you, you know, like small children. At a postgraduate level, I've had the opportunity to study at London School of Economics at Columbia University and worked at the World Bank also. But, you know, we never got those kind of scoldings when we are senior, when we are adults. But, you know, unfortunately, we are still the traditional school and we have been scolding all of you left, right, and center, irrespective whether you're a boy or a girl, irrespective of the hardship. I remember I did tell you at that time when you were coming from Faridabad that if it is possible for you and your parents agree, then why don't you take up and stay in the PG accommodations here, because the amount of time you are wasting over 5 to 6 hours going and coming would add up to your own life, which will be in terms of contributing academically to your own self. It's not that I wanted you to be away from your parents or your family and so on and so forth, but that then that was a concern because it was a long way and you have to change so many public transportations, or even if you had your own transportation, even then it is fairly a long journey, whether it was at that time or even today. So, you know, we have been, despite that, we have been hard. We used to maintain those office hours from 9 to 6, you know, and then pushing you across, scolding you at times, which we did not feel proud of, but then we had to do it because we knew that is the only way, you know, going forward. We knew the fact that maybe you feel bad today, but then tomorrow when things will be, you know, blooming for you, you will certainly remember us and, you know, thank us for being tough on you all. So I'm happy that you know, you all are performing well, and whenever things blow up better, and if you are around the vicinity, do visit the campus. You will feel happy because you have, if I understand correctly, you have not been to the new campus. We built a beautiful sprawling campus, a lush green campus with about 7 acres of land, with about 1,50,000 square feet area, which is bigger than the Mall of India functional space. So you can understand the kind of space we have created in the campus. In fact, if at certain stage in the future in the life of the institute we have full capacity, then this institute's building has a capacity to go up to about 12,000 students in a day, with about 2 shifts of about 6,000 each. So one time we can go at 6,000 students in one way, and if we actually utilize the area which we are not counting in this, then we can go to about 8,000 students being taught at simultaneously. That meaning making in 2 shifts roughly about 16,000 students. So that is the kind of capacity which we have created for the future. And we are wanting our alumni to be board members. So we are inducting some of them. Some of them we have already inducted. We will get in touch with you. We're trying to have them on different councils so that ultimately they are the ones who are the custodians. They are the true ambassadors. They have the true interest in their hearts to see that their institution grows and grows well. So we are trying to engage. This is only a small thing which is there, but we want them to be engaged in different activities of the institute so that we can actually build it from different perspectives, from perspectives of people who have us in their lives. So I just wanted to say that and bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Professor
I think
Panda.
now, I think wonderful to listen to both Manisha and Sital. It is really very much helpful to all of us. Now I think Professor Deepak will be presenting vote of thanks. Or you have anything else to do?
Any questions? If there are any questions, any
No,
participants?
nothing.
Yeah, in case you have any questions, I can answer.
Yes.
Any question anybody has?
I think then, yeah, we can go ahead with the
Uh,
vote.
Professor Deepak, I think, will present the vote of thanks, isn't it? Yes, Professor Deepak.
Thank you, Professor Panda.
Mhm.
It is good to see Manisha after a very, very long time, and also giving excellent presentation on entrepreneurship. And it was very good to hear Professor Sheetal Kapoor also in the beginning on Consumer Protection Act. And I say with the fair degree of confidence, the entire audience would have taken benefit to understand the act, and also the experience from the experience of Manisha as well as Professor Sheetal Kapoor. I would like to thank Professor K.K. Panda for chairing the webinar, and also Professor Saurabh Agarwal for initiating this webinar series. We have been undertaking webinars very regularly on different aspects, different topics. So thank you once again to all. And I would like to request Professor Saurabh Agarwal to conclude.
So I think everything is done. So officially the meeting comes to an end. Thank you. And
Thank you, Saurabh.
Jai Hind.
To all of you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.